Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending wherever in the world we are. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to my We Are Africa Making a Difference project. My name is Taku Chiweshe, and I am the founder of the Concrete Crack Roses Foundation. We can change things for the better, and according to Mrs. Nambisamoya from the Wall Street Journal, we probably should. Africa gets in excess of over 50 billion US dollars annually. The same problems that have consisted for over 50, 60, 70 years are still very much there, simply because there has been no development on the basic infrastructure. That's why we keep having problems like poverty, epidemic of cholera, malaria, and Ebola, one after the other. In my native Zimbabwe, we had cholera epidemic that took over 5 to 6,000 lives between 2008 and another one in 2015. Africa needs a new way of doing things to realize its potential, and we hope that the Concrete Crack Roses might be that new way. Analyzing foundations that are similar in the field and aspects of the larger organizations such as Red Cross and UNICEF, we believe we have pinpointed at least 5 problems with aid in this current climate that we would be the difference on. Donations, well-intentioned outsiders, no long-term or perennial solutions at all, very little follow-up on ground zero, and the big C, which is corruption, from the politics to the day-to-day running of foundations. Africa is a mess with corruption, and a foundation that truly wants to make a difference should be not in coalition with any political party or any stance whatsoever, and we will be that. Okay. By partnering the schools in the UK that have the student per capita of over 1,500, which amounts to about a third of all schools in the UK, we will be able to raise 4,500 annually. And we do this by simply asking the sponsor school or the role school to host a non-uniform day at the end of every term. That's 3 per term. With 10 schools, we will be able to raise more money than our competitor, which is Educational Partnerships Africa by Sam Barnett, founded in 2001, did in 2013 to 14 with 18 schools. We are not looking to be a new charity. We are a new type of charity. The young people are really the key to this being a success. Us having what we call ambassadors, which is everybody that had a high school, going back to partner their high school, they engage the young future leaders of the world in today's society with today's problems and today's right solutions. We give these young people a voice to be heard. I am just an ideas guy, and as an ideas guy, I love having ideas around me. We need for these young people to be able to make realistic, functional social change in the world and feel like they can do that. And the way to do that is by putting them in positions whereby what they do really and truly does have an effect on somebody else. And we believe we can give young people a platform to be able to shine past more than they see us shining already. In Africa, our difference will be that we will not be feeding men fish. We will be teaching them how to fish. We have potential to turn the student labor into something more than just being able to feed the students in the school that will own farms and farmland and cattle and what have yous, but to be able to use that food for much more, maybe trade within the community. What if the community was to then help with the farming and see if we can trade outside the community? Real economic rejuvenation is needed in rural Africa to be able to break that cycle of poverty. I believe that wholeheartedly, and I believe if we are to go in with as much resources as we can, from focusing 10 or 15 partnered schools into one specific seed school and community in Zimbabwe, we could make a lot of difference, and that is based on us doing our research trip in the summer. Having looked at all the foundations, we really do believe our foundation is in safe hands. With such such great young leaders such as Frida Roper looming and ready to be ambassadors for CCR. The 25,000 would be able to get us to functionally go to their schools, partner their schools, set up our online platform so we can appeal to more ambassadors, even give us enough money to get maybe a little marketing team behind us. Social media can help us trend, and we would like to make charity trend. But we are not for poverty tourism. If you want to come in, do some work, then we can definitely come in and do some work. Please very much consider the Concrete Crack Roses to be the We Are Africa Making a Difference project, because we will be able to make a difference. Thank you very much. I am Taku Chiweshe. I hope to hear from you soon. The foundation itself is made up of myself as a chair and 7 other students from UCS as signatories of the board members, each having their own duty from marketing to finance, treasury, social media. I'm afraid I won't have much time to discuss what the actual setup of the foundation is, but we do have a dossier with a lot of information that I'm more than ready and willing to send to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time and attention.